ప్రేమ కల్పతరు జయ శ్రీ Page 57. Page 57. So
Vaishnava Bhajan.
I have a class tonight, so I'm trying to save a little.
Right. In which one?
Page 61.
61?
61. Gurudev Paro Kripa Kori. Gurudev Paro Kripa Kori Gauravana Maje Godrumedia Chostana Gurudev Paro Kripa Kori Gauravana Maje Godrumedia Agya Gila More Braje Bosi Hari Nama Koro Gan Agya Gila More Braje Bosi Hari Nama Koro Bado Kripa Kori Gauravana Maje Godrumedia Chostana Bado Kripa Kori Gauravana Maje Godrumedia Kintu Kage Prabhu Jogyatar Pive Edase Doya Tori Kintu Kage Prabhu Jogyatar Pive Edase Doya Chittasti na bhave sakala sahibo Chittasti na bhave sakala sahibo Ekante bhajibo hari Ekante bhajibo hari Gurudev Paro Kripa Kori Gauravana Maje Godrumedia Chostana Gurudev Paro Kripa Kori Gauravana Maje Godrumedia Chostana Saishav Jovane Dada Sukha Sange Abhyasa Hoilo Manga Saishav Jovane Dada Sukha Sange Abhyasa Hoilo Manga Bija Karma Dose Deha Hoilo Bija Karma Dose Deha Hoilo Bija
given me a place in Godrum, within the forest of Sri Gaudamandal. You have ordered me to dwell in this place which is non-different from Braj, and to chant the holy names of Sri Hari. But when, O Master, will you mercifully bestow upon this servant the qualification to fulfill your order? At that time my mind will be peaceful. I shall tolerate all that happens, and I shall earnestly perform bhajan of Sri Hari. In childhood and youth, absorbed in dull material pleasures, I developed wicked habits. Due to the reactions of my own misdeeds, this body has become an impediment to performing bhajan. Now in old age, I have been stricken by the 5 diseases: the ears, the eyes, the nose, the tongue, and the skin. Please tell me how I can perform bhajan. Weeping and weeping, I have fallen at your lotus feet, greatly overwhelmed. Jai Bhaktivinoda Thakur ki jai.
Hare Vaishnava Thakur Daya
about it? Oh,
Yeah. What's the program?
I'm not sure, as a matter of fact. Does anyone know the
I think
time?
there's gonna be glorifications.
After, yeah.
Yeah, I think so.
6 o'clock or something?
Yeah,
o'clock
and then I
probably.
think 7 is arati.
Okay.
So only 1 hour speaking something. But it'd be great if you could lead, if you have something, you know,
Yeah,
to the
disciples
top
are
of.
here, they should have some-
New song weeks are navigated here.
Vaishnavas?
Simple. Okay, so we can do 154. Akroda Paramanam.
She's never mad.
Only one voucher, right? One voucher?
Looks like 1, yeah.
Yeah.
Aproda Paramananda.
So I wanna make sure we have enough time for glorification.
Yeah.
All right, maybe you can do Nityananda, and then Mahaprabhu, and then Mahamantra.
Or I could do combined Nityananda Gauranga,
Yeah,
Paramakaruna.
Paramakurun.
Yeah.
Make sure you go to the second glossary.
Paramakaruna 161.
161. We're almost there.
Paramakaruna Prabhu Dui Jana Nitai Gaura Chandra Paramakaruna Prabhu Dui Jana Nitai Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama.
Yeah, you can do.
That's
Ranga
good.
Bodhi. Hare Krishna, Hare
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna,
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama.
Guruvendra Chanjaya Radhikaya Tadare Krishna Krishna Bhaktaya Tada Bhaktaya Namo Namaha Vanchakalpatrubhyascha Kripa Sindhuvevacha Patitana Paramedya Vaishnaveya Namo Namaha Jai Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Padadhara Shivasadi Gaura Bhaktivinoda Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare. So I'll just speak something relatively quick to set the table so that the disciples of Srila Bhaktivedanta Goswami Maharaj, and then after that maybe those who are senior going can have a chance to offer Pushpanjali. So first I'll beg the permission of Shri Hare Krishna Prabhu that I can speak something, because I have to get back for a class at 7 o'clock. Yeah. So that's how I have to do it. Yeah. So, very quickly, the worshipable objective in our Gaudiya line is Shri Radha Govinda Dev, as we see them on the altar, to prove that this Shri Radha Govinda is not different from Mahaprabhu. Srila Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Thakur established the Thakurji as Mahaprabhu Shri Radha Krishna. So it was to prove Shri Krishna Chaitanya Radha Krishna Nayami. So I was giving a class last week on the Zoom, my Sunday Zoom, that Srila Prabhupada didn't came, but he established Gaur Nitai. And that's because there's a very special significance that during the time of Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Thakur, he established the Upasan Sadhya. So what is our Upasan Sadhya? Shri Mahaprabhu Radha Govinda, or Radha Krishna, Radha Vallabh, etc. That's our Upasan. But can you get this Upasan without the mercy of Guru? And the original principle of Guru Tattva is whom? Before
Balaram.
Balaram. But Sri Balaram being the Vaibhav Prakash of Sri Krishna, and in Sri Krishna's Leela, there being no understanding of any kind of suffering or misery or anything, then the full mercy, Shakti, of Krishna and Baladev do not manifest. Therefore, when praying reaches its pinnacle, Shri Radha Pranaya Vikriti Lavim Satyasvar, when that praying reaches its pinnacle, automatically overflowing from the heart of Bhagavan himself is a desire that all the jivas should get a chance to taste this, beginning with the devotees of Bhagavan himself. Rup Goswami Paris Putin Bhakti Rasamrita Sindhu, Prem Naiva Gopuramanam Kama Mitya Kamapatam, Urava Adayopitam Bhajanti Bhagavat Priya. That all the devotees, even from all the previous incarnations, to give them a chance to taste the intensity of what is this pinnacle of love, which is experienced in Braj Leela, he will perform another Leela. That Leela is called Gaur Leela. In that Gaur Leela, now that mercy, which is manifest from original Akhanda Guru Tattva Sri Baladevji. Baladev is Seva Vastu, Seva Vritti Swarup. Seva Vastu means that all of the substance of the spiritual world is made of Sandhini Shakti. And Baladev is the predominating deity of that Sandhini Shakti. Shrimati Radhika is the predominating deity of the Ladini Vritti. Everybody, there's no new people here, so I can speak openly, yeah? So that Ladini Vritti becomes imbued because the Swarup Shakti is not, it's Ek Shakti. It's not three separate things, it's three divisions of one thing. So that Ladini Vritti then enters into the Sandhini Vritti of all of Braj. This is what makes Krishna tasting the land of Braj, the Jamuna, the trees, Govardhan, the butter he steals from gopis, the bodies of gopis. That's what makes it tasteful. Understand? But that is not something that's available to the jivas of this world. So when that praying reaches its pinnacle, it overflows the nature because praying is taken over itself. That's why the verse in Adi Leela says, Shri Radha Pranaya means praying here. Shri Radha Pranaya Vikriti means transforms. Ladini Shakti, that bliss which made Krishna reach that pinnacle, transforms Asmad. Because of that, he takes the form of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. When he takes the form of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, that doya, mercy, becomes prominent. Because now Mahaprabhu is told, Apani karimu, Bhakti Bhav Angikari, Apriyatri Shikamu Sabari. I want to give through instruction this mood to everyone. So now I will take the mood of a devotee myself in order that I can do this. Because from the position of Bhagavan, does Bhagavan distribute bhakti to anyone?
Not directly, right?
Not there. It's mentioned in Advaita Kandamini. Paramasvatantra Bhagavad Bhakta. He'll always give to the Bhakta the ability to disseminate bhakti. So because the Lord doesn't distribute himself, he says, I have to take the form of a Bhakta. So he takes the form of a Bhakta, comes in Gaur Leela. At that time, the Vaibhav Prakash Baladev also comes, but he becomes the Doya Swarup. You understand? He becomes a Swarup of that mercy that's in the heart of Krishna, now manifesting Gaur Leela. So what is the meaning of Doya? Doya hi swarta apeksha paramaduki asahishnuta. Asahishnuta means the inability to tolerate something. So doya hi, by this word doya we mean, so artha apeksha, one who neglects himself even to make sure that those who are suffering are not suffering. The pinnacle Leela of Nityananda's deliverance of Jagai Madai was the embodiment in Leela form of that word doya. You understand? So now the full mercy of the Lord is manifesting Gaur Leela in Nityananda Swarup. That Nityananda Swarup is called Akhanda Guru Tattva. Okay? This is Akhanda Guru Tattva fully because now Doya is present, mercy is present. In Baladev Tattva, the moods of service and the substance of service are present. But it doesn't become accessible to the jiva. You understand? So only when he comes as Nityananda Prabhu, then everything becomes possible. Like in the verse, Panchatattvam Krishnam, Bhakta Rupa Sarupakam, Bhakta Avataram Bhaktakyam, Namami Bhakta Shaktikam. He is the Bhakta Swarup. He'll reveal what is the Bhakta Rup Mahaprabhu. Then Advaita Acharya will become the cause of the descent of that realization. Then Radhika herself will come as Gadadhara Pandit and imbue Shakti in this world to understand that. Then Srivas will be the repository of this power of Radhika as Adi Gaura Bhakta Vrinda. So it means the original devotee, pure devotee, who becomes the nature of revealing these things. The Bhakta Rup, Swarup Nityananda, Avatar Advaita Acharya, and Bhakta Shakti Radhika. You understand? That's why in the Panchatattva, the symbolism is there that Srivas is holding. We sing in Gaurati, he's holding what? Umbrella, Chatra. Chatradhara, he's holding the umbrella. Umbrella means it is through Srivas that you'll take shelter. That umbrella is the shelter. You understand?
Yeah.
To invite the bhaktas to come under that shelter to approach Panchatattva. By approaching the Panchatattva, then you can approach Gaur Leela. By approaching Gaur Leela, Gaurangera Rasanave, Setaranga Javedume, Shri Radha Madhav Antaranga. Then you can come up in the perfection of your Upasan, which is Radha Govinda Seva. You understand? So this is the whole mood of the Akhanda Guru Tattva. That Akhanda Guru Tattva then bestows that mercy in abundance in the form of Vyasti Guru. So now Vyasti Guru Tattva in the form of His Divine Grace Nityalila Prabhishtam Vishnu Pada Paramamsa Astotar Satasishima Srila Bhakti Vigan Bharti Goswami Maharaj makes his Abir Bhav. In other words, his picture is not here. But Maharaj himself came to accept the worship and accept the moods of the disciples and followers, because we're all followers of our Guru Varga. So whether we're direct Sishya or not, we're all Sishya by being in the Parampara. So he's come to accept the invocations of a plea for mercy from him to bestow that mercy on us. So he is now the embodiment of Sri Nityananda Shakti as Vyasti Guru. So whatever prayers you sing, whatever offerings you make, he has the full capacity and the independence granted by Bhagavan himself. Paramasvatantra Bhagavad Bhakta Jata Kripa Mangludayani. To both accept your invocation for mercy and bestow it so that you can realize your upasana. Without this, there's no possibility to do so. Very quickly, in concluding, to give everyone a chance, I did not meet Maharaj personally. I began to hear his Harikatha via tapes and videos and so forth and so on. A very, very special feature of Maharaj is that when we talk about the Bhagavat Guru Parampara, Siksha Guru Parampara, it's not just the line, but it is all of the filling in of the line when the Acharya disappears. You understand this? So whenever any Acharya disappears, the Lord arranges that somebody will be able to come in that gap as the sort of cement in the Siksha Guru Parampara. You understand? We saw that when Al Srila Prabhupada disappeared, there became a prominence of the rise of Srila Bhakti Rakshak Goswami. You understand? Gogovind Swami, others. Then upon both Gogovind Swami's passing, at that time in 1996, Gurudev begins his travel. When I first met Gurudev in 1986, and I came back, I started writing, he said, I won't be traveling, I'll never come to America, so when you come to India, everything can happen. But 1996, by the impulse of Srila Prabhupada, who told him to help his disciples, oh, now even he had to get on the plane. He wrote me actually in a letter. I used to get those little blue aerograms from India, and he wrote, oh, I'm getting on the machine. Yes, I'm getting on the machine to come, you know.
Wow.
So this is like very incredible. You understand? So always filling these gaps. When Srila Gurudev disappeared, one of the most prominent fillings that came in Siksha Parampara was his great Srila Bhaktivedanta Bharati Goswami Maharaj. All devotees began to find, oh, we're not completely destitute and lost. We have some access. Gurudev trained many high class of disciples. Pujapad Madha Maharaj, Ban Maharaj, Tirth Maharaj, so many high class of devotees. Gurudev also trained. But always we need that very senior person who can stand as the Sainpati. Sainpati means like a general. Because you can have so many high class of Vaishnavas, but sometimes you need a Sainpati. Somebody whom everyone will say, I can go here. Everybody can say that. So Srila Bhaktivedanta Bharati Maharaj became that. Because he was not initiating prior. Understand? But then he thought, oh, Paraduki Asishnuta. I can't tolerate. Some are getting bewildered, some are heartbroken, some are lost, new people are coming. In that regard, I'm telling one story. There were two devotees here who had both had Harinam initiation, but they had never taken Diksha. So within the institution, they were trying to arrange for Diksha. They spoke to many people, did this and that, and they were getting kind of a long way around, run around, different things. So Shamarani Didi was staying here at that time, and she gave them Maharaj's books, told much Hari Katha about Srila Bhaktivedanta Bharati Maharaj, so they became interested. Pujapad Srila Siddhanti Maharaj came, and he met them at one program. They were coming, he met them. And he said, yeah, she told us, and so now we would like to consider that, and if we get the chance. I said, what chance? Right now. He went in the kitchen and called Maharaj.
Wow.
He went in the kitchen and called India and called Maharaj. He said, come tomorrow at such and such a time. So I was shocked also. So I came. I said, I'm definitely coming, because I had been preaching to them also. So I came, and sure enough, Siddhanti Maharaj called on the phone, and Maharaj came on the phone. So I have to demonstrate this, then I'm going to end here.
Skype.
No, I think it was Skype or one of the things, but anyway, he had the phone. And so when Maharaj came on the phone, Siddhanti Maharaj turned the phone to look, and Bhaktivedanta Bharati Maharaj said, and he looked into the phone and he backed up and laughed. And then he said, who is there? Who is there? So Siddhanti Maharaj started naming people, Shamarani Didi was here at that time, himself, so forth, and everything. And he said, who was also there? So then he said, oh, Mukunda is here. He said, oh, Mukunda? He said, any question? So I said, oh, Maharaj, because I couldn't think of any question, at the time. It's like, so I said, no, Maharaj, not at this time, Then I did end up asking a question. But those two devotees, who had so long, they've been trying, they've been practicing, they're coming, they're really trying, for two people, all the way here, he took time from his schedule to arrange to give them mercy. This is called Doya. You understand? He arranged his whole, many other people, I'm not giving criticism, I don't criticize, I don't like to. But those who they knew, those who they had been around, who were begging, no time, talk to the secretary, or talk to the first man, talk to the first lady, or pass it on to the assistant. You understand? Personally, high class of Vaishnav Sadhu came personally, on time at that time, and gave them his mercy, gave them Diksha. You understand? Jai Srila Bhaktivedanta Bharati Goswami Maharaj ki Jai. So this is also, lastly, the mercy that Srila Vyasadeva gave as a boon. In the Ashirvad verse of Srimad Bhagavatam, he mentions, oh, Mahor Rasika Bhuvi Bhavukaha, that in the future, many Rasik Bhavuk Vaishnavas will continually, Mahor means again and again, roam the earth. Vyasadeva's blessing was that you will meet one. How fortunate we all are that we've met such Rasik Bhavuk Vaishnavas in this life. So with that, I will beg that the disciples should Bhaktivedanta Bhakti Goswami Maharaj, very sincere heart, not thinking that I'm offering or my Gurudev is gone, but he's made Avirbhav here today. So you should look at the picture there and think, he's not picture, but our Gurudev has come to sit on the asan to get the invocation for his mercy directly from us. Jai Shri Bhaktivedanta Bhakti Goswami Maharaj ki Jai. So the senior Maharaj's disciples, who's here? To make sure.
Oh yeah, where is Prashant? We have Parivala Prabhu.
But then whoever's here, and then go down in seniority, and then there'll be time left for our seniors here.
Thank you, Prabhu. Hare Krishna.
Thank you, Hari Bol.
Big thanks and round of applause for Sri Mukunda Prabhu.
You can,
I feel like,
you can turn the camera so it faces those who.
here we go. Make sure Hari Ball is visible. I feel like it didn't really hit me as much as it did until you spoke. So I wanted to say thank you from the deepest reaches of my heart to you, because we're so fortunate to have an Alachua here at our, to expose us to such Harikatha, such remembrances, such glorification. We have senior devotees like Mukunda Prabhu, like Sadeh Prabhu, Roy Krishna Prabhu, and so many more Matajis here. And so many young devotees too that have so many jewels in their hearts, such a greed to serve. And it's just amazing. It's such an amazing place to be. So yeah, I just want to say thank you again, Prabhu. And I want to say a speciality of listening to Sri Mukunda Prabhu speak is that it sounds like it's just coming in his own language, which obviously means that he lives this life, he realizes what he's speaking. And if we were to listen to someone like me now, it would just sound like the opposite, very scripted, probably glancing at the phone for notes. So I don't want to pollute us with that just now. I do want to go to a more qualified devotee. We'll listen to Hari Bala Prabhu here. Most of us who got initiated, the first group, we had about 2 years with Guru Maharaj on the planet, probably less than that. So it was such an in and out experience for me physically, and the last 10 years since he's been gone has been like trying to patch that, trying to mature, and trying to realize what you ended with is that he's here, his picture is here, he's there in the picture. It's not just a picture, it's him. He's come to sit on the Vyasa Asana today. So that is a very mature realization, and I want to thank you for sharing that. When you said it, I could just feel your realization, and I hope that I can have that in my life. So yeah, without further ado, honoring that, let's move on to another qualified devotee, is Hari Bala Prabhu here, who had personal experience. He did so many services for Guru Maharaj, Bapu Seva, and he's continued his Vani Seva. So he served the instructions of Guru Maharaj, which is completely connected with Rupanuga Guru Varga, and he got to serve his body, his divine body. So I'm sure he'll talk about that and then share some other things.
Should I come sit over there?
Yeah. No, they turn the camera that way.
I got it on.
Yeah. You can see it?
Perfect, actually, yeah.
Om Ajnanatimidandhasya Jnananjanashilakaya Chakshurunmilitam Jena Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha. Shri Krishna Chaitanya Kripaikaritah Yamayala Lakshati Vaishnavanam Kripavala Madhava Prishtakami Shri Bhaktidam Bharatyam Ashramaha. First of all, for my unlimited satsang, Dandavat pranams at the lotus feet of my Guru Maharaj, Nityalila Parishram Vishnupada Stottra Shat Shri Srimad Bhakti Vigyan Bhayati Goswami Maharaj. In the same number of satsang, Dandavat pranams at the lotus feet of my Shikshi Guru, Om Vishnupada Stottra Shat Shri Srimad Bhakti Vedanta Siddhanti Goswami Maharaj. And also, my Dandavat pranams to Sripad Madhapriya Prabhu, to Sripad Mukunda Prabhu, Krishna Prabhu, Sadek Prabhu, all the devotees present. Yeah, I'm hoping Guru Maharaj will allow me to speak something which is shedding some light on his glories in a coherent manner. So I met Guru Maharaj in February 2017, and I had maybe about 2 months with him total before he left. And I didn't really get a chance to serve him physically much. I got a chance to ask a question or two and associate with him in that way. But most of my association was through his disciples, such as Madhava Prabhu. I got to hear his Harikatha from him. So I'm very grateful for that opportunity and that impression that that's given me about bhakti and about how the practice of bhakti is. So Guru Maharaj is widely regarded as a great Vaishnava, Mahabhagavat. And we understand that spiritual personalities descend into this world in order to connect us with Krishna, connect us with his devotion, and also to display what is the manner in which a sadhaka is. How does he behave? How does he practice? How does he look? How does he speak? All these things, they display for us the ideal of what that is. So Guru Maharaj, his life was really a great example of an ideal devotee, an ideal bhakti sadhaka. I heard from one senior Vaishnavi, forgot her name actually. She used to be married to Kirani Maharaj before Vaishnavi. Anyway, yes, anyhow, she mentioned how Guru Maharaj, his life was just such a great example of what it means to be simple, what it means to be a Vaishnava. So, and we can see in his life how when he first joined the Math, he still had a lot of his samskaras from his previous ashram. And he was born in an elevated Brahmin family where when he grew up, every morning the first thing they would do is Vipanams to Bakaji and take Charanamrit, then speak a verse glorifying the deity. And then he also had several samskaras such as only honoring prasadam from someone born into a prominent family, not speaking while taking prasadam, things of that sort. So it's a great example here of when we first start the practice of bhakti, we have so many previous samskaras in our heart, and Sri Guru patiently and carefully cuts those out of our hearts so that there's nothing left as an obstacle in our practice of bhakti. So Guru Maharaj spoke in his own words. I think he said, I'm not sure about the number, but it took 13 years, or 12 years maybe, for my Guru Maharaj to patiently cut all of these knots in my heart. And yeah, it was gradual, and it was by becoming more conversant in the conclusions of Gaudiya Vedanta. Guru Maharaj spoke how I never blindly followed anything. He always was very keen to know what is the import of this before following. So it was gradual that he would come and sit with the Vaishnavas and honor prasadam, thinking that, well, I used to think I need to remain silent during prasadam, but the Vaishnavas are glorifying Mahaprasadam and speaking the glories of the Lord, so who am I to remain silent? So very patiently it took time, and these things became cut. And also he showed early signs of being someone who is very religious and very keen on knowing the truth and only speaking the truth. So there's one pastime from his childhood. Maybe he was an older child at this time. His family lived together with his extended family, and there was one temple where they had a Gadatar Shalagram Shila, and the different families would take turns serving maybe for 2 weeks for a month, and then the next family would serve. And whichever family was serving the deity in the temple at that time, they would also serve any sadhu who was traveling. So at this time, there was one sadhu was traveling, and it was Guru Maharaj's family's turn to serve the deities. So they hosted this sadhu, and they asked him, would you yourself like to cook and offer to the deity, or are you one who, or will you honor prasad that we cook? So he said, I will cook myself. I understand that to be better. So they gave him all the preparations that he needed, all the ingredients. And then Guru Maharaj, as a simple child, asked this sadhu, so whose upasak are you? Meaning, whose worshipper are you? Who do you worship? So the sadhu began saying, I am that thing that I worship. I am Brahma, so I worship, you are Brahma, so I am that thing that I worship. So Guru Maharaj paused for a moment and then he said, so if you are Brahma and I am Brahma, then why are we serving you and you receiving our service? With a simple heart, not any sort of malice. And this sadhu, he became like shook by this. He became disturbed and irritated, and he said, "Okay, I'm leaving here. I'm going to go somewhere else." So then the Mataji, maybe Guru Maharaj's mother, his aunt, said, "Oh no, don't go, please, don't go without taking prasad. If you leave now, it will bring inauspiciousness for our family. Please stay and cook and offer it to the deity." So he did, and then Guru Maharaj, speaking with this Mataji, was she said, "Hey, don't you know how to speak with a sadhu? We don't, we don't treat sadhus like that." And Guru Maharaj began saying, "Since as long as I can remember, I understand that our Shalagram Shila, this is the Lord, this is Bhagavan, and I am his servant. So now when a sadhu comes and speaks a conclusion which is in opposition to that, how am I to just accept that and not say anything, not ask about it? Am I to just give up my conception and adopt what he's speaking?" So Guru Maharaj began to say how up until that point he understood all sadhus to be kind of the same. Okay, sadhus coming, we respect them and they're devotees of God, but he was thinking they're all the same. They're all, the Lord's devotees. And then at this point, now he had a different conception, what kind of sadhu is this? This isn't a sadhu. So from that point, he developed like a sense of discrimination. So that's something on how he displayed this at an early age. And when he met his Guru Maharaj, when he started coming to the Mat And the first service was that he would dictate letters for his Guru Maharaj. His Guru Maharaj would speak, and then he would write the letters to the other devotees. So early on, he got this impression of what are the dealings between Vaishnavas, which is something I can speak for myself. It's sometimes something that I don't understand. I don't know how to properly do. So any seniors, please forgive me for not showing proper respect. But this is something he got from an early time, and his Guru Maharaj has one famous teaching that we have two objects of our service, which is Vishnu and the Vaishnavas. And if it comes that we can only serve one, we will choose the Vaishnavas. And if it happens that we need to take out a loan in order to serve them, we will do that. And then, being in debt, we will take birth again and take another loan to serve them. So this was really instilled in Guru Maharaj, the importance of serving the Vaishnavas. And this was his practice throughout his life. He spoke about how he didn't have much time to study scriptures. He was always very busily engaged in serving his Guru Maharaj's mat, the construction of other mats and temples, preaching, and serving the various disciples of Srila Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Prabhupada, who would personally request him to serve them. And then also he's known as an encyclopedia of Gaudiya Siddhanta, or Gaudiya history. So, yeah, how does the person who's not having the time to read the scriptures, he becomes known as an encyclopedia of Gaudiya Siddhanta. He's the person that everyone is going to understand the meanings of the scriptures. So the real way to get that goal is through the devotees. He was fond of one verse, which is Sneha Seva Pekshamatra Shri Krishna Kripa Sneha Vasha Hoya Karye Swatantra Achar. So Shri Krishna is he's not bound by the scriptures. Sneha Seva Matra. The way to get Krishna's mercy is affectionate service, not just service. And Krishna, being controlled by that service, he acts independently. He's not bound by the scriptures. So in the same way, the Vaishnavas also, the way to receive the mercy of the Vaishnavas is through affectionate service. Through understanding the desire of the object of service and serving in accordance with that desire. So, yeah, Guru Maharaj maintaining this practice throughout his life, even into his late age, when he always wanted to, anyone who visited him, he wanted to make sure to give them prasadam. He would speak about how now that I'm 90 years old, I can't get up and go and get something from my room for somebody who visits me. So instead, I call out for somebody to come and, hey, you get that shot and give it to this guru. So I think that's probably enough time. Maybe if not, I could tell one story if I remember. Okay, let's see if I can remember. The benefit of serving the Vaishnavas is we get this entrance into the more subtle conceptions of theirs. And so there was one pastime that Guru Maharaj mentioned, and he had this nature of he would tell stories. He was like it was like a history book. Because he knew all these disciples of Srila Prabhupada intimately, because he served them and had these exchanges of affection with them. So he knew them all intimately, and lost my train of thought. Anyway, so
He knew them all affectionately.
yeah. So anyway,
They were imparting knowledge to him.
well, yeah. Right? You got the view of the subtle teachings. So he brought that practice into his own life. In one instance, he was traveling with one of his godbrothers, Niskinsha Maharaj, and he was staying at the house of a grihasta. And this grihasta was saying, Maharaj, come in the living room now. We will all watch Mahabharata, and they made a very nice series, and it's very well known all throughout India and abroad. It's very well done. Please come watch with us. And Guru Maharaj responded, oh, I've heard that watching the television is not good for your eyes, so I'm okay. I don't. And so then he said, no, Maharaj, we have a TV, it's like 20 feet away, very comfortably you can watch. So Guru Maharaj said, no, actually, I just don't have a desire to watch TV. He said, Maharaj, this is Dharma, this is Mahabharata. It's really good to watch it. And then his godbrother, Niskinsha Maharaj, started asking him, and he was the one who said that. He was the one who said, Maharaj, this is Dharma, this is Mahabharata. Come, let's watch. And Maharaj responded, oh, you know all the ins and outs of Dharma, huh? And so then, still they were insisting. So Guru Maharaj said that the actor who is playing the role of Arjuna, he would just as easily go and play the role of Duryodhana. So this isn't just for some more money or whatever. So this isn't the Gaudiya, the Vaishnava conception that, we don't want to become Duryodhana, we want to become Arjuna. And something else. Anyway, I'm kind of blanking on the main point there, but
It looks like bhakti, but it's not represented purely, right? Something like that.
yeah.
It looks like.
Yeah, and he made the point that I've taken a vow to follow what my Guru Vargas have instructed, and what they're teaching is not the lessons of Dharma. So there's a more specific point there, but I just kind of blanked on it. So he was very strong. He was very strong. When he insisted again, when the Grahasta devotee insisted again, he said, I can also take my things and go to the train station. I'm here to give the teachings of my Guru Varga. I'm not here to accept your customs. So he said, in 1 minute I can pack my things. I can go to the train station. There's no inconvenience to me. I'm here to give what my Guru Vargas have said not to take. So yeah, he was by the association of these Vaishnavas, he obtained their mercy and their increasingly subtle, exceedingly subtle conceptions, and he himself was, in his later stages, and even in his early stages, he was imparting that and gave us all these wonderful stories to also be very tasteful for us, for someone like me who, I really enjoy hearing stories. So yeah, I'm very grateful for this time of year because it inspires me also to hear more about Guru Maharaj and kind of reconnect when I've been fading away. So I'm praying that he can bestow his mercy and allow me to continue to connect with him and his teachings. And Hare Krishna, Vanshakal Vishta,
Who's next?
Very good. That was really funny. So you spoke on how Guru Maharaj is not simply a yes man, and he never has been, even since his childhood pastimes. So even that one pastime is there, where he was receiving his Brahmin thread ceremony, right? Upaya? No?
Yeah.
his samskar, a Brahman thread samskar. So, what age maybe? 8? Something like this? 8. And so the priest was having Guru Maharaj go through certain vows. And you had to say, you had to say, I agree, basically, I will do this. So he was going through the sets of these conditions upon receiving your thread. And the priest got to one condition. Do you remember what it was? I can't remember.
First one, I will not sleep during the day.
I won't sleep during the day. And then, do you remember any more?
Yeah, then he didn't say anything.
He didn't say anything. So eventually, I think they had to pause, right? And then his mom had to come speak to him.
And the priest gave him you can say, as Prime Name I'll do it.
Yeah. They gave him some options. Thank you, bro. Okay.
Guru Maharaj said, I cannot take this vow because I know the significance of taking a vow in front of all the elders and in front of Agni Dev. So I cannot promise that I will do this.
Yeah. So he said, I can't promise that I'll do this. I don't want to be yes man. So he had that same kind of, the same exact mood even at that age, that tender age. So he was never accepting anything and agreeing to it if he couldn't honor it 100%. So it was nice how you explained something that happened down the line also mirroring that same mood. I'll just speak quickly. I know Prabhuji wants to speak.
I'm engaged in action. You can go.
Okay. Who else is speaking, by the way? Are we ending at 7?
You won't be able to speak until after everything is finished?
Yeah. I mean,
You want to try to speak something quickly?
in 5 minutes from now. Like 5 minutes.
Okay, then she speak.
Are we stopping at 7?
No.
Okay.
We stop when everyone starts complaining for prashad.
Omiyan mirandasya giranjana shalakaya chakshurun militam yena tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha. Shri Krishna Chaitanya Kripe Kavita Yavayad Rakshati Vaishnavam Kripavalam Marpa Prashtakami Shri Bhakti-dam Bharatim Ashrayamaha Vanchakalpa Tarubhyascha Kripa Sindhubhye Cha Patitaram Bhavanebhyo Vaishnavebhyo Namo Namaha. Jai Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhar Shivasari Shri Gaur Bhaktivinoda Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare. I'd like to offer my heartfelt obeisances at the lotus feet of my spiritual master. Nityalila Pravishna Om Vishnu Pad Shtotara Shaptashi Shimad Srila Bhakti Vigyan Bharati Goswami Maharaj. To all Rupanuga Guru, Gaudiya Guru Varga, Nityalila Pravishna Sri Shimad Bhakti Vedanta Narayan Goswami Maharaj, Srila Bhakti Vedanta Swami Maharaj, Srila Prabhupada, and to all our senior devotees here, Sri Mukunda Prabhu, Roy Krishna Prabhu, Sahadev Prabhu, all the other esteemed Vaishnava devotees here, and all the first-class Matajis working hard in the kitchen, doing all the variegated services, and all the babies, all the children. Hare Krishna. So, super fortunate. Can't even express how fortunate we are to be here on such a day. We've heard this for 9 years straight now, 10 years straight on this date, that Guru Maharaj would often repeat, would unceasingly repeat, that the appearance days and disappearance days of Vaishnavas are our utmost wealth, and to not be able to remember and glorify those Vaishnavas in their respective titis is our extreme misfortune. So already we're able to come here and bathe in some glories. I just want to keep it direct, if I may, if Guru Maharaj will allow me, just to share some things that have been coming in the heart today. When you were speaking, Prabhu, I was just thinking how so many thoughts that, when we joined, I prayed to Srila Prabhupada, to Srila Narayan Maharaj, that I would like to have someone of that caliber to be my Gurudev. After a life of debauchery, a godless life, I wanted to become spiritual. So I realized I needed help, just like in Alcoholics Anonymous. First step is admit you're powerless. And then you have to accept a higher power. So I understood that this line was bona fide because it's not enough to say that you believe in Krishna, that you're a devotee of Krishna. You have to be a devotee of his devotee. So fortunately, over the last 9 years, 10 years, aspiring to be a devotee, I've had the great fortune, the fortune of a lifetime. I got to meet my Guru Pad Padma, Nityalila Pravishta Sri Srimad Bhaktivedanta Bharati Goswami Maharaj. And by his causeless mercy, I was plucked from the streets of many different places. I was all over. Plucked from those places and landed right in India in the Holy Dham. And the rest is history, and we take every day, and we try to practice Vyas Puja every day. That's the beauty of Vyas Puja, is that it can be performed every day. So today is just like all those other days that I attempt to bathe my consciousness in Krishna's glories and our Bhakti Siddhanta. But the special thing about today is that Guru Maharaj's mercy is right here. He's right here. He's in the very air that we breathe now. The saffron particles of the Vaishnava are here and ready. They're ready to be distributed. Guru Maharaj would always apologize for having to sit on a higher seat than everyone at an assembly. He would say, due to my health, I apologize, but I have to sit in a chair higher than all of you. It's not that I consider myself higher than you. It's just that my health necessitates this position, so I beg your forgiveness and your understanding. So he never had a puffed up mood, and I was always aghast at that. When I went to India and met him, I remember the first night we went, everyone was socializing. I was used to this, just seeing this beautiful Vaishnava behavior. But then everyone hit the floor like a fire drill. And it was because he was coming around the corner, coming to the pandal, coming to the arena where he was going to speak Hari Katha. And everyone fell, and I saw this wave of Dhanava Pranam. And it's such a beautiful sight. Before we were able to pay pranams to Guru Maharaj, I don't think he was my Gurudev at the time, as far as formal initiation. We were instructed that you have to first go pay pranam to Srila Bhakti Bala Tirtha Goswami Maharaj, who was the then Acharya of Sri Krishna, Sri Chaitanya Gaudiya Math. Yeah, I'm forgetting. So that was the standard, is even though we were obviously trying to be qualified to take initiation from him, we were recommended by his sevaks and devotees, and that order was coming from him, that don't offer your pranams to me first, give it to my godbrother, who is the Acharya here. So there was no chance that he's trying to steal disciples or any kind of foolery. This was very authentic, complete definition of Vaishnava Sadachar. And that's another thing that Guru Maharaj stood for the most, is this etiquette, this Vaishnava etiquette, this Sadachar. Due to the mercy of Srila Prabhupada Bhaktivedanta Swami, he came to the United States in 1966, 65. And then he spread Krishna consciousness like a wildfire. It took over and captured the hearts of many devotees here even. And us, younger ones, younger, older, all of us have inherited that mercy. So we became familiar with Krishna consciousness, I say us Westerners. Then Srila Narayan Maharaj came and blew open the door further and said, hey, let me explain the glories of Srimati Radhika, who is Krishna's Swamini. And like Prabhu said, in between there was interim of Srila Gaura Govinda Swami, who's equally as glorious, Srila Bhakti Rakshak Sridhar Goswami Maharaj, Srila Bhakti Vaibhav Puri Goswami Maharaj, the list goes on. Then when he came to our Guru Maharaj, Srila Bhakti Bharati Goswami Maharaj, he explained that in order to access this Rasikata and this Siddhanta, you have to make yourself qualified by first serving the devotee, by first serving Vaishnavas, learning what it means to serve, not just simply being in a mood of taking. I want to take this Krishna consciousness. I want to take this prasadam. I want to take these beads and the cool haircut. I want to learn how to play these instruments and have everyone look at me. First, we have to learn how to serve. So I'll just say for myself exclusively, bought a plane ticket and said I'm going to sit out front of his doorstep, very romantic, I'm just going to sit there and sleep there like a dog, and they'll have to take me in. And my plan worked. So they said, look at this poor guy, this American. He knows nothing. He doesn't even know what we're saying about him right now. But still, let's give him a place at the table. So they gave me that place. And it was amazing because we came from Texas. He was there, another God brother, and another one. Somehow we all got brought in, and we all got to serve. Every day was a battle, like dealing with my false ego. Here, wash these pots, hang these clothes. Now, years later, I realized what I was being given was just so beautiful. I was being given that Vapu Seva, but oftentimes my mind would be, maybe in America, maybe in the West. But let's see if I can remember some things. So Guru Maharaj received Harinam Adiksha initiation from Srila Nityalita Pravishta Srila Bhakti Daita Mara Goswami Maharaj. He said that I received my mantras from him, my initiation mantras, but I received so many other mantras in the form of shiksha from his godbrothers. So these shiksha mantras, he would often tell us that there is no formality in taking shiksha. Simply by hearing from someone, offering them your heart, and hearing with sincerity, this is considered a shiksha initiation. So now your heart also belongs to them. So now they can inject that bhakti into the heart. So he would say that he learned just shiksha mantras from so many Vaishnavas. Srila Bhakti Pramod Puri Goswami Maharaj, Srila Bhakti Rakshachira Goswami Maharaj, Srila Bhaktivedanta Swami Maharaj. The list goes on. Srila Narayan Goswami Maharaj. So one thing that his Guru Maharaj told him is that the same love, the same devotion that you see me with, try to see that in my God brothers as well. So in other words, however you see me, serve them more, love them more, give them more affection. So in a day like today where it's very much, or I don't want to say this, but I guess I'm saying it, it's like my guru versus your guru. It's like little camps, right? But in the world of a pure devotee, this doesn't exist, these factions. So that level of sadachara, of etiquette, that maryad, it's a very unique flavor. And I was fortunate to get the scraps of that. I'm still impacted by that today. And Sri Guru is like that. Sri Guru is not just only one personality. We have our whole parampara here. In Faridabad Math, which was founded by Guru Maharaj, now run by Srila Bhaktivedanta Siddhanta Goswami Maharaj. If you look upon the crown of the mat, you'll just see all the sannyas disciples of Srila Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati Thakur. And usually every morning, every night, they'll pay pranams to them, Jayadwani, to each person. So that is a very impactful thing we experienced with Guru Maharaj, is that non-sectarianism. And Srila Bhaktivinoda Thakur said that sectarianism is the enemy of truth, of spiritual truth. So I'm very fortunate to come and experience that. Let's see. So one thing I was thinking about earlier, I just want to share, I guess I never shared this before, is that the way that Guru Maharaj left, materially speaking, is that he had kidney failure. So when he had left the world, when he had departed, he was already in the hospital and he asked to be discharged. He said, I don't want to be here with the Yamadutas. I want to be with the Vishnu Dutas, means the devotees. So, yeah, he could have been, more or less materially comfortable in the hospital, but of course he went back to the mat. He said, I want to be in the mat and I want to hear Sankirtan. I want to hear the chanting of the devotees. I mean, you were there for that. I think you came from Vrindavan and you went there. You called me on soon or something. So, they did Harinam Sankirtan in the mat for 3 days. Beautiful bhajans there being live streamed. All night, all morning. You had Madhukar Prabhu there, so many amazing kirtaniyas. People were weeping, crying nonstop. And so that's what happened, is that technically, materially, he had the kidney failure. And the doctor later said, any normal person would have died long ago. But this personality that I'm with is so powerful that he delayed this diagnosis and this outcome for so long. I mean, his kidneys were gone. You know, he was 91 when he left. His body was. So let's backtrack, is that I remember in 2016 in Govardhan, we went there to do the Pushpa Samadhi installation for Srila Narayan Goswami Maharaj. So that Giridhari Gopinath Gaudiya there in Govardhan, Guru Maharaj came and did the Pushpa Samadhi installation there, which is beautiful. It's so beautiful there. I remember our Sripad Madhav Maharaj, Srila Madhav Goswami Maharaj, he came with his danda, and he was like walking in front of Guru Maharaj because people were throwing themselves on the floor, and he was like, hey, like hitting them out of the way, and he wasn't sparing anybody, Mataji, no one. So everyone was getting a danda. Like, come on, let's be practical, get out of the way, and we were always carrying Guru Maharaj everywhere. It depended on his health, right? So he was dealing with this kidney thing that far back. So he'd be sleeping, taking rest there in Govardhan, and then Bhakti King Kardamodar Maharaj, remember him? He'd say, Maharaj, you know, these devotees came all the way from Ambala, they came all the way from Jalandhar, they came all the way from all over the place to see you. They're here now. It didn't matter actually where they came from. These devotees are here now, and it's 11 p.m., 12 p.m. And Guru Maharaj, no matter what, he was in sleep or whatever, he would just get up, and he'd be ready for darshans. He'd sit there in his mosquito net on his bed. And I remember just the wave of people coming in any time of day, any hour. And he would just, you know, touch their head, give some Hari Katha, and always without fail, he said he has to give prasadam. So he would have someone give prasadam. And I just remember this now in retrospect, that he was always tired, right? But showing those pastimes, showing those symptoms, like needing rest, tired. I mean, 90, the body is 90. And just always so selfless to serve, always so selfless to distribute that mercy and that prasadam, which Srimati Shamrani Didi asked him, and Vasanti Didi asked him, Maharaj, what are you doing when you give this prasadam? To which he responded, I'm taking away your anarthas and I'm giving you Krishna Bhakti. So that act of giving that prasadam and exchanging that from his hand, like when he put it in your hand, to me, many times it felt like a weight, like even if it was just a biscuit or a banana, no matter, it had so much weight. You know, it was so intentional for him. So I remember that about him, so eager to serve. And he said, now that I'm in such advanced age, he said, first of all, I've been serving and serving and serving my whole life. And then one day I had to look in the mirror, and I looked in the mirror and I was old. He said, I had no idea. It just happened like that. I didn't know I was old. So can you imagine the consciousness, the level of someone? Like, I look in the mirror all day, every day. I got to make sure I'm ready for the world. And then he's just like, man, can you imagine serving 60 plus years, and finally you look and your hair is gray and you have wrinkles. And it's like, wow, that's Guru Maharaj, you know, that's a pure devotee. So, yeah, even at that age, just like that. But of course we know, like you said, Akanda Guru Tattva, you know, it's not an old man. He's not material. He comes, Sakshat Haritbain Samasta Shastra Uttastata Bhavyata Evasavi. He comes as a manifestation of the mercy from Krishna. So he is not different from Krishna, yet he's also very dear to Krishna. So there's some separation there. So we're very fortunate to come into contact with these Vaishnavas. And probably the whole rest of the year I work, I take care of my family, they take care of me. And that's how I've steered my life. And I'm thinking about money, I'm thinking about, you know, whatever's going on that I have to do. But these special days, I'm just so grateful to each and every one of you. I'm grateful to you, Prabhu, for setting that table, like you said, and letting us all eat from that table. And I'm grateful to Guru Maharaj, and grateful to Jai Chaitanya Prabhu. And yeah, there's more to say, but listen, there's going to be a disappearance day in September. So, and we also have a program in 2 days, right? Sunday?
Yeah, Sunday.
Amazing. Thank you for arranging it, Prabhu. Thank you for arranging everything.
The ones who are really doing everything is Janava, then Harvika, and then Daini.
Yeah, we got some strong Matajis around here, let me tell you.
And the donors,
Yep.
Manjalali, Didi, Morchik, Prabhu.
Haribol.
Madan.
Madan.
Mohini.
Oh, we have Madan Mohini, her mom, Induleka Didi, is going through cancer right now. She's at the last of her days. I don't know how much I'm supposed to share. I just feel compelled to share. So if everyone can give her some love, I pray that her soul just has a great transition. And she's a sweet woman, sweet devotee. Hare Krishna. Vanchakalpa Trubhyascha Kripa Sindhu Vyevacha Patitanam Pavanebhyo Vaishnavebhyo Namo Namaha.
You
Pray
ready
to
to
Gurudev for his mercy.
You ready to speak something?
Got it.
You ready to speak? I'll have to take, unfortunately, I have to take leave after you speak.
Okay. I'll try to keep it short.
Very good, Prabhuji.
Got it. Thank you.
The camera?
Yeah, I'm reminded of one time in 2019, I told one god brother of mine, Vijay Krishna Prabhu, I don't know many of my god brothers. And the first thing he told me was, what? You don't know Yashoda Jivam? You don't know Hari Vallabha? You don't know Achyuta Krishna?
That's funny.
Yeah, that was the first thing
I
he
can't
said.
believe we didn't know you. That's the real problem.
I think we all saw each other in Mayapur, but
Yeah.
at that time we didn't get introduced at that
Yeah,
time.
we were focused on.
Yeah, sure.
Yeah.
All of us were. Om Ajnanatimirandasya Jnananjanashalakaya Chakshurunmilitam Yena Tasmai Shringarve Namah Panchakarvatruvishtha Kripasindhubhevasha Patitanam Pavanebhyo Vaishnavebhyo Namo 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 Mahavadanyaya Krishna Prema Pradayate Krishnanaya Krishna Chaitanya Anamane Gaura Krishna Namah He Krishna Karuna Sindhu Dina Bandha Jagatpate Gopesha Pita Kanta Radha Kanta Namaste Tapta Kanchana Gaurangi Radhi Vrindavaneshwari Vrishabhanasati Devi Pranamami Devi Bhaktya Vihina Paradaloke Kuptaste Kamadi Karangamadhi Kripamaitam Sharanam Karpan Vrinde Namaste Charanarvindam Jaya Sri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Sri Advaita Gadadhar Shivasari Gaur Bhakta Vrinda Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare. So first of all, I offer my respectful obeisances, thousand times unto the Lotus feet of my most great Hari Ram Guru, Satya Leela Prish Om Vishnupad, Asta Prish Shishman Bhaktigram Sharanarayan Goswami Maharaj, and pray for the past mercy of Srila Gurudev. And I offer my respectful obeisances, thousand times unto the Lotus feet of my most great Diksha Gurupad Patma, Nitya Leela Prish Om Vishnupad, Pramansa Shironi, Asta Prishta Shishman Bhakti Vijan Shalabhari Goswami Guru Maharaj, and I pray for Srila Guru Maharaj's past mercy. Offer pranam unto Lotus feet of Srila Bhakti Pragan Krishna Suna, Srila Bhakti Daik Maharaj Suna, Srila Bhakti Vijan Swami Maharaj, Srila Prabhupada, and unto Lotus feet of all the Vaishnavas present here today. Jai Shri Radha Govinda. I like doing this Mangala Charan on Guru Maharaj's Avirbhav and Tirubhav Tithis, because this is what Guru Maharaj would always do. He would always do these 4 verses on the Gan Pranasa, and Kalpika Mahamadanyaya, He Krishna Pranasa, Tapkancha Gaurani, Bhaktya Vihna, and then Panchadatman Mahamantra. Sometimes he would do Namashrishtam. Sometimes he would do Namashrishtam as Guru Pranam. And then for Vrinda Devi, he would do Rasa Vilasa Vishishashta Vrinda. That one shlok in Vrinda Devi Ashtakam that glorifies Vrinda Devi, saying, "It is by your mercy, that one attains the service to you, our Lord and Lady in Vrindavan, and by your mercy one gets to witness the Rasa Leela." Sometimes Guru Maharaj would use that shlok. And on the appearance of Vrindavan Das Thakur and disappearance, he would, instead of using the shlok Namo Mahavadanyaya, most of the time he used the shlok Namo Mahavadanyaya, because he said that this is coming from Srila Rupa Goswami, and Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu personally accepted it. Guru Maharaj would tell this story on Srila Rupa Goswami's Tirubhav, that when Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu came in front of Srila Rupa Goswami, he offered pranam to Mahaprabhu, and he chanted Namo Mahavadanyaya Krishna Prem Pradati, Krishnaya Krishna Chaitanya Namne Gaur Krishna Namah. And Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu he's sannyasi and he took some sannyas in Keshavarati line, Shankaracharya line. So most people, when they would see him, they would say Om Namo Narayanaya, and then Mahaprabhu would close his ears and say Vishnu, Vishnu, Vishnu. Many people would address Mahaprabhu as Narayan, and Mahaprabhu would close his ears. But Srila Rupa Goswami, he was saying, hey, you are Krishna directly. And Mahaprabhu, he did not close his ears at this time. Why? Because he knows, Rupa Goswami knows the tattva. He's not doing it out of general custom. So Guru Maharaj, you would like to use this shlok, Namo Mahavadanyaya. But on the appearance and disappearance of Vrindavan Das Thakur, Guru Maharaj would use the shloks composed by Vrindavan Das Thakur. Ajanadam Virvijo Kanakavadato Sankirtanai Kapitaro Kamalaya Taksha Vishwambaro Vishwaru Dharmaparo Pande Jagapiro Karo Karunavataro. Glorifying Gaur Nityananda, glorifying how they have beautiful lotus petal eyes, long arms, long legs, and how they are propagating the Yuga Dharma, and then the shlok Namaste Kala Saryaya. Guru Maharaj would use those shloks sometimes on the Tirubhav and other Bhaktivis. So, every day, not every day, but every time that it was an appearance or disappearance of Vaishnava, Guru Maharaj would start his class by saying, Aaj Vishesh Titi Hai. Aaj Hamare, and then whatever the name of the Vaishnava was. What is the meaning? Today is a very auspicious day. It is the appearance of this Vaishnava. And then Guru Maharaj, our Vaishnava. Our Vaishnava. And Guru Maharaj would speak that by remembrance of the Vaishnavas is our good fortune, and our forgetfulness of them is our misfortune. And by remembering them on this day, one gets what? Unprecedented mercy. And if we forget them, then we have all misfortune, and it's an offense. Guru Maharaj was always very fixed on this. And Guru Maharaj was always checking his calendar, the Vaishnava calendar. Whose tithi is it today? Is it Tirubhav or Avirbhav, some Vaishnava? Guru Maharaj was always checking. And Guru Maharaj would say, even if you don't know the glories of a Vaishnava on a certain day, even though if you don't know any of their pastimes, if you notice their appearance or disappearance, you should just chant their name on that day. For example, Srila Guru Maharaj, he gave class one day on Madhusudandas Babaji Maharaj, the Shiksha Guru of Jagannathas Babaji Maharaj. And he said, today is the disappearance day of Jagannathas Babaji Maharaj, Shiksha Guru, Madhusudandas Babaji Maharaj. And Guru Maharaj said, I don't know anything about him. And Maharaj said, I don't know anything about him, but he was the Shiksha Guru of Jagannathas Babaji Maharaj, and he lived at Surikund. And Guru Maharaj, he mentioned that, even though he didn't know much about Madhusudandas Babaji Maharaj. So many years ago, I heard one tape watched one video of Bhaktivedanta Mahavir Maharaj, and he was speaking this, that when Guru Maharaj, well, he did not say this, but I'm adding this, that after Srila Gurudev entered Nitya Leela, many Vaishnavas, they took shelter of mainly two Vaishnavas. One was our Bhakti Kamal Govinda Maharaj, and the other was our revered Gurudev, Srila Bhakti Vigyan Bharati Goswami Maharaj. So when different devotees, they started coming to our Guru Maharaj, some people, they started saying that, oh, Maharaj, he does not speak like our Gurudev. So how can he help Gurudev's disciples? They were speaking this. And I don't know how it got to Madhapriya Prabhu's ears, but Madhapriya Prabhu, he brought this to Guru Maharaj. And Guru Maharaj, Madhapriya Prabhu said, Maharaj, they're saying that you are not like our Gurudev. And Guru Maharaj said, yes, I'm not like Narayan Maharaj. We're very different. Who can do what he did? He preached Radha Dasyam all over the world. But our goal is the same. He may take you from one side, I may take you from another side. But our goal is the same, Radha Dasyam. Guru Maharaj, some people would complain that he wouldn't speak so much about Radha Dasyam. But actually, if you hear Guru Maharaj's classes, sometimes he mentions it, but very secretly. You have to pay attention. Sometimes he will be speaking about Raghunathas Goswami, and then he'll quote Vilas Kusumanjali. Raghunathas Goswami says that Krishna without Radhika is just Bakari. He's just Bakari. What is the meaning of Bakari? Just the killer of Bakasur. And we don't worship this killer of Bakasur. We want Krishna to be there with Radhika. And sometimes Guru Maharaj she would speak this pastime of how Krishna got a headache and then Narad Muni had to go out and call the gopis and then got the foot dust of their gopis. And Guru Maharaj she would use this Leela to explain surrender. He would use this Leela to explain how the gopis, they can break any etiquette to please Krishna. Because they went to others, Guru Maharaj would say not full surrender is there. They went into the Dwarkavasis, they wouldn't give. They went to others, Brajavasis, Sakas, they wouldn't give. Only the gopis they give. Only the gopis they gave. So they're willing to do anything. Guru Maharaj would explain this about Madhuras. On Madhuras, there's full surrender. This is what Guru Maharaj would say. He would use this pastime to explain this. So, I'm trying to remember something else I heard. Oh, yes. Just recently we had Jagannath Rath Yatra, so I will say one thing that Guru Maharaj said about Jagannath. One time he asked our Sripad Siddhanta Maharaj and he asked our Madhapriya Prabhu. Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu is Krishna in the mood of Srimati Radhika. And when he goes before the deity of Lord Jagannath, he's not saying the round eyes and all these things. He's not saying Dwarkadish or Mathuradish. He's saying Brijendra Nandan Shyam Sundar. So why is it that Mahaprabhu, when he goes in front of Jagannath, he is chanting a secondary name of Krishna? There are primary names of Krishna like Madhava, Govinda, Gopal, Radharman, Radhakanta, Shyam Sundar, Giridhari. These are primary names. And secondary names are Parameshwar, Parabrahman, Jagadish, Jagatrata, Jagannath, even Jagannath. So why is it that Krishna, Mahaprabhu, is in the mood of Srimati Radharani and he's saying Krishna? Why is it Radharani saying Jai Jagannath? Why is she saying a secondary name to Krishna? And Guru Maharaj asked this to Siddhanta Maharaj and Madhapriya Prabhu and they said, Oh Maharaj, we never thought about this. This question never even came into our minds. What is the problem? And Guru Maharaj said, oh, no problem. Guru Maharaj, he then said that when Srimati Radhika is there at Kurukshetra with all the gopis, and Krishna is there on the chariot, the gopis and Radharani, they're teasing him. Oh, now we see that you have become such a great king. You have all these horses, so many wives, so many soldiers, all these things. You become such a great king, King Krishna. Jai Jagannath. So, Srimati Radhika, she is teasing Krishna. So in that same mood, Mahaprabhu is teasing Jagannath. Guru Maharaj, she will speak these things, but sometimes, not all the time. Trying to remember something else to that point. Acha. I was remembering today something I heard from Bhakti Raksha Sridhar Samaraj. Not directly, of course. Sridhar Samaraj, she was saying that in the beginning we think like, okay, Guru and Bhagavan, alright. Like, because I want to attain Bhagavan and because of that I need some Guru for some reason. So I have Guru and Bhagavan. But why is all this Vaishnava always coming in the middle? Why always this Vaishnava coming in the middle? Well, can we just like get rid of them and then we can just clear cut to Krishna? This is our immature thinking. But as we advance, then we begin to understand, oh, we need all these Vaishnavas are our guardians. We need these Vaishnavas to help us. And Srila Samaraj said, indeed. Then you begin to think, yes, may I have more and more and more guardians upon my head to help me. This is how Srila Guru Maharaj was. He had many guardians. I don't want to take up your time, Prabhu.
No, please.
Okay. So, Okay. Okay, so Srila Samaraj said that, and we want more and more guardians. And this is how Guru Maharaj was. He had so many Shiksha Gurus. And so many of them, they always had so much love for Srila Guru Maharaj. I forget exactly all the details, what they said about them, but many times when Guru Maharaj, when one of Bhakti Rai Madhav Samaraj, one of his godbrothers, they would come to the mat. They would personally ask Madhav Maharaj, please have Bharati Maharaj serve me, or please send Narottam Prabhu to come and take care of me. And Guru Maharaj would send them. They would always ask, please send Narottam, please send Bharati Maharaj. They were very happy with him. One time our Bhakti Vishari Yadav Samaraj, she said, this Vaishnav, he doesn't complain, he's very humble, he's very sweet, he has all good qualities. And Guru Maharaj, he heard this, that Yayavri Goswami Maharaj had said this. And Srila Guru Maharaj said, actually I don't have any of these good qualities that Yayavri Goswami Maharaj talked about. But I take it that these are Jayavri Goswami Maharaj's blessings upon me, that I get these qualities. But it wasn't only Yayavri Goswami Maharaj, many Vaishnavas like our Bhakti Bharan Maharaj, his grandfather, Madan Manpru, used to tell him, Madan Manpru used to tell Bharan Maharaj when he was young, Bharati Maharaj is Mukta Mahapurush. He's a great liberated soul. And it's funny, Madan Manpru, he had this thing that every time he saw a sannyasi, he would have to give Dandavat Pranam. It didn't matter who it was. When Bharan Maharaj was his grandson, when Bharan Maharaj took sannyas, Madan Manpru offered obeisances to him. And Bharan Maharaj said, Grandfather, what are you doing? I'm like, Maharaj, if I don't offer pranam to a sannyasi, I'll have to fast for 3 days. Do you want me to fast? And when Srila Guru Maharaj would come and visit him, he would offer pranam to Madan Manpru, and Madan Manpru would also offer pranam. And Guru Maharaj would say, you are my Guru Varga, why are you offering pranam to me? And Madan Manpru, the same thing. What, do you want me to fast, Maharaj? So I'm speaking mainly spontaneously. I'm remembering another pastime. That one time there was one devotee. On Akadashi, Guru Maharaj would always fast. He was always doing Nirjal Vrat without taking water or Anukalpa. Never taking any Akadashi Prasad on Akadashi day. He was completely self-controlled. And there was one devotee with him, and he had attachment for taking guavas. And there was one devotee and he was offering guavas. And he asked Guru Maharaj, Maharaj, can I take these guavas? Yes, I'm not taking Anukalpa. So this Vaishnav, he started taking guavas, and he took one, then he ate one, then another, and another, then another, then he got indigestion. And then I think one doctor was sent to check him out, and Maharaj asked him, Srila Guru Maharaj asked him, what happened? Like, I ate too many guavas. Why did you eat all these guavas? Guru Maharaj was self-controlled. He was not into taking guavas unnecessarily. And another, I don't know, Guru Maharaj, I don't know if he slept or not on Akadashi, I don't know. Well, technically speaking, no Acharya sleeps. They're always in meditation of Krishna. But we know that when Bhakti Madhu Samraj, when he was doing Kartik Parikram, Navdi Parikram, there were tents there. I think it was during Brajmandal Parikram. All the pilgrims, they would rest in tents. And Param Guru Maharaj, Madhu Samraj, he put Guru Maharaj in charge of this service to make sure that all the pilgrims were well attended to. So every night, to make sure that no robbers would come or anyone would come to disturb the pilgrims, Guru Maharaj would stay awake all night and go around in a circle. And to let other people know that someone was awake, Guru Maharaj would call out, Radhe Sham, Radhe Sham. And so one day it happened, 2 days, 3 days, 4 days, like this. And then one day, Bhakti Pramod Puri Goswami Maharaj, he came to Bhakti Madhu Maharaj and told him, Maharaj, you have to take care of Narottam Prabhu. He's not sleeping at all. He's not sleeping. He's just going around. Every night he's checking. And so Param Guru Maharaj, he called him. Madhu Samraj, he called him. And he asked him, for how many days have you not slept? I think it's been a week. And then Param Guru Maharaj, he excused Guru Maharaj from that service, like, okay, you don't do this anymore. Otherwise, Guru Maharaj would have gone 1 month doing it. Our Shripad Siddharthi Maharaj, when he was here, he told one story, or Srila Guru Maharaj and Krishna Keshav Prabhu. Krishna Keshav Prabhu, he was Srila Bhakti Saraswati Prabhupada's cook. And he was senior disciple of Bhakti Saraswati Prabhupada. Everyone had deep respect for Krishna Keshav Prabhu. Everyone would say, all glories to Srila Prabhupada's cook. So, when Krishna Keshav Prabhu, when he was in his last days, and he was getting ready to leave his body, Guru Maharaj was in the room, and Madhapriya Prabhu and Siddharthi Maharaj were also in the room. And Krishna Keshav Prabhu, he was senior to Guru Maharaj. He was senior to all the Vaishnavas there, very senior. And everyone loved him and everyone knew his glories. So at that time, Krishna Keshavu, he told my Guru Maharaj, "Oh Bharati Maharaj, you're a very qualified Vaishnava. You're coming from a Brahmin family and also you're a sannyasi. So please give me your blessings." And so, hearing this request from Krishna Keshavu, Guru Maharaj got his hand and put it on the head of Krishna Keshavu. And after that, he offered Dandavat pranams and he went outside of Krishna Keshavu's room. And our Sripad Siddhanti Maharaj, she was telling, and I was completely bewildered. What was happened? What was that? How is this according to etiquette? And Siddhanti Maharaj, he went later into Guru Maharaj's room. I think Madhapriya Prabhu was there, I don't remember. Anyway, Siddhanti Maharaj came to Guru Maharaj's room. And Guru Maharaj, he already had a feeling like, oh, I know he wants to ask me this question. So Guru Maharaj said, yes, you have some question to ask me? And Siddhanti Maharaj, when he was here, he was thinking, I was thinking whether to ask this question or not. Well, obviously, it's better to ask a question. So he asked Guru Maharaj, how is it? Krishna Keshavu, he's so senior to you. He's the disciple of Saraswati Prabhupada. He's Saraswati Prabhupada's cook. How is it possible that you can give blessings to him? And Srila Guru Maharaj said, Krishna Keshavu, yes, what you say is right. Krishna Keshavu is our Shiksha Guru. Krishna Keshavu is my Shiksha Guru. But I have to follow his instructions. Krishna Keshavu, he told me to give blessings to him. So I put my hand on his head. And after that, I gave pranam to him. Why? Because he's my Shiksha Guru. Like, Guru Maharaj explained, generally this is to give for a younger person to give blessings to a senior person. This is offensive. But what can I do? I have to follow all of the instructions of my Shiksha Guru. And then I think Guru Maharaj related this to Krishna and the gopis, the Haric pastime. The gopis had to follow Krishna's instruction to get the foot test. It didn't matter what the consequence was. I want to speak something in relation to Srila Guru Maharaj and Srila Gurudev. So, trying to remember something. Anyhow, Srila Guru Maharaj, one time he was speaking about Srila Gurudev. Actually, I will mention this. One devotee, she was asking Guru Maharaj some questions. And Guru Maharaj, like how to advance in bhakti. And Guru Maharaj was speaking to her in English and he said, you have to serve the Vaishnavas. And especially you have to serve the Vaishnavas who have your mood. Who have your mood. And then Guru Maharaj said, I serve so many Vaishnavas, but none are so dear to me like Narayan Maharaj. Narayan Maharaj is my best friend. That's what Guru Maharaj said. And then the devotee who was also there on the side, one Indian devotee who translates some things that Guru Maharaj would say, she asked Maharaj, it must be very difficult to find a Vaishnava who has the same mood as you. And Guru Maharaj said, no, not difficult. You just make conversation with them. So on this point of having that you need a Vaishnava in the same mood as you, our Kishore Mohan Prabhu, he asked Srila Guru Maharaj one question. He asked Srila Maharaj, many people, they're saying that in order for someone to have a Shiksha Guru, that in order for someone to be your Shiksha Guru, they must be tadatmik with your Guru, but this tadatmik means physical closeness. And Kishore Mohan Prabhu said, I do not believe this, but what do you think of this? And Madhapriya Prabhu, he had heard this question many times from other people, and he would say, why are people asking these questions to Maharaj? Why do they keep asking him this? Or this is what our Madhapriya was saying. Srila Guru Maharaj, we know his history. We know how he served all the disciples of Srila Bhakti-Siddhanta Saraswati Prabhupada. So Guru Maharaj's answer was, we have never heard such things. We have never heard such things. It is true that one's Guru should be, it's true that one's Shiksha Guru has to be tadatmik with one's Diksha Guru, but this does not depend on closeness. The sun and the lotus have a very intimate relationship. The lotus is in the water and the sun is such a long distance away, but the sunlight is nourishing the lotus. They have a very intimate relationship, but so far away. So, this is how Guru Maharaj explained in this. So one Shiksha Guru should be tadatmik with one's Diksha Guru. One tadatmik means one in heart, one in Siddhanta. But this one heart, one Siddhanta, it does not depend on physical closeness. A good example of this is our Srila Gauragovinda Maharaj and Srila Gurudev. Srila Gurudev would say that, oh, Gauragovinda Maharaj is my dear friend. And Gauragovinda Maharaj, he would also speak very positively about our Srila Gurudev. You would see, he saw Srila Gurudev as a Shiksha Guru. One of his disciples, his name is Giridhari Prabhu, he's a brahmachari, right? He told me that I personally went and I asked Srila Gauragovinda Maharaj, so do we hear from Srila Narayana Maharaj? And Gauragovinda Maharaj said, do you want ISKCON answer or Vaishnava answer? And Giridhari Prabhu said, I want Vaishnava answer. Yes, you should go hear from him, he's a Vaishnava. So we know what our Srila Gurudev said. Anyway, we know what our Srila Gurudev said, and that Gauragovinda Maharaj is my dear friend. And Srila Gurudev, he read something that Gauragovinda Maharaj had wrote about the Rath Yatra and about Jagannath. And Srila Gurudev said, I do not know how he took these things from my heart. But physically, do we see how much association did Gauragovinda Maharaj and Srila Gurudev have with each other? Not so much, like 1 or 2 meetings just documented, that's about it. So, but yet so close. Both of them are manjaris, serving in Srimati Radhika's Leela and Krishna's Leela. That's another thing. Guru Maharaj, she entered Nitya Leela during the Madhyan Leela, topmost pastimes. During the Radhakund Leela, other sampradayas, like Nimbarka Sampradaya, and I think perhaps Hridhari Vansh Goswami Sampradaya. Maybe, I'm not sure about Hridhari Vansh. But Nimbarka Sampradaya, they all only went up saying that the topmost pastime, Krishna's pastimes, is the Ras Leela. But this is not the opinion of our Gaudiya Sampradaya. Our Gaudiya Sampradaya say that the topmost pastimes is the midday pastimes, where Srimati Radhika and Krishna go to Suryakund, engage in various pastimes, and then serve in Radhakund, Shamkund, and all these things. So I always found it interesting how Srila Guru Maharaj, he chose that time to enter Nitya Leela into. So I'm trying to remember something else.
One thing is that when there was so much discussion, I'll speak loud.
Okay.
There was so much discussion about the nature of the swarup of the jiva. And at some point it became pretty controversial in some ways and so forth. So devotees, Gurudev's disciples, many, they went to Bhakti Goswami Maharaj. This is early on in the discussions of that. I'll speak loudly.
Yeah.
And what happened was, Madhav Priya Prabhu said, oh, please don't disturb him with this question. So many people have asked this question. Maharaj is elder now, this is too much to be discussing and so forth. So somehow or another, they all got anyway. And there's a famous picture, Prem Prabhu, Prem Prayojan, Nimi Maharaj, so many, they're all sitting there with Srila Bhaktivedanta Bharati Maharaj. And when they asked the question, his answer was so amazing. He said, it will be according to Drishtikon. Drishtikon means the angle of vision that you see it from. That reconciled the whole thing. And actually then I heard Prem describing it to another devotee who was curious because the issue was going on and on. He said, we went to Maharaj, we went to Bhaktivedanta Bharati Maharaj. That was the first thing he said. And then Prem repeated it. That this was the reconciliation for that whole issue, that it will depend on the angle of vision you're looking from. If you're looking from Sadhaka Avas, then one appreciation is there. If you look from Nitya Vakmankal, then another kind of appreciation is there. Almost like if you draw a 9 or 6 on the ground, and you stand on one side or the other, it will look like 6 or look like 9, but it's the same number. So that was the reconciliation, that if you'll understand from Drishtikon, you can reconcile the whole thing about the Swarupa of the Jiva. So he was the person at that time, when there was some debate about the issue, he was the one who reconciled that.
Yeah, he was Guru Maharaj, he was master reconciler. Many devotees, they came to reconcile different things. Yes. I'll only speak one pastime now because I have to also take off the offering. So, since you brought up reconciliation, many devotees, they already heard this before, but I'll still tell them nonetheless. Our Shamaradi Didi, she asked Sri Guru Maharaj that Srila Prabhupada, he had the devotees painting the peacock feather in Krishna's incarnations. But when I came to Gurudev told me not to do that and only on Rajendra Nandan Krishna. And so who is right? And Srila Guru Maharaj said both are right. Srila Swami Maharaj was looking at everything from Tattva Vichar perspective, from the perspective of Tattva. He was saying that Krishna and Krishna's incarnations are non-different. Krishna Narayan Maharaj, he was looking at it from the angle of vision of Ras Vichar. That only Shyam Sundar and Krishna, he has a peacock feather. There's many more things. Anyhow, time for Guru Puja, I think. Alright. Jai Nitya Deva Krishna Vishwad Shakti Gyan Hari Goswami Maharaj Ki Jai.
Nobody's supposed to speak on Sunday?
Yes. Does anyone want to speak anymore? Okay. Huh? Okay, so we'll speak more on Sunday. That's why we have a continuation program.
Where will you do Guru Puja? Guru Puja here or there?
Guru Puja here. Here. You can bring the flowers and then we can decorate the house or something like that. I don't know who wants to sing. Maybe if you even go or they can sing. I can do Guru Puja. You can begin with Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda can be begun with some Harma Mantra Kirtan and all. 6 seconds.
Yeah, why not? His association is impatient nature,
Right. You got it.
Plate off.
Oh, really?
Why don't you take over?
I'll sweat. Like a beast. I just look forward to it. Oh, Guru Puja? Let's bust out those books.
Heck yeah. Shri Guru Charana Padma. Come on, you guys know the words.
Yeah, I should have remembered it. I just. Time is brutal. I think you held it to me. You held it for me last time too. This feels familiar. Shri Guru Charana Padma Kevala Bhakati Sadma Shri Guru Charana
Nitai Gau Premanande. Harinam Sankirtan ki.